Russo Italiano sponsors Boxing Bros UK.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing in partnership with sharpbetting.co.uk. Delighted as always to be joined by Chris and Andrew from Boxing Bros UK. We have just seen Joseph Parker defeat Martin BAKOLE, destroy Martin BAKOLE inside 2 rounds. Martin BAKOLE, of course, who arrived into Riyadh, Saudi Arabia less than 24 hours ago after Daniel Dubois dropped out. Gents, good to be joined by you as always. Busy evening for us kind of boxing fans, but really glad that you've joined and keen to get your thoughts. Chris, I'll go to you first. I've got a few things to ask both of you, but give us your instant reaction to what we've just seen. After all that, the fight finished in, what was that, a round and a half?
Yeah. For me, my instant reaction was, what the fuck was the point in getting him in when he was just like the guy was on? He's an African, I'm part African. He's in when you go back to your home country, yeah, for a visit. You're on holiday. He's not in there. They haven't even got the facilities, the sports. They haven't got nothing there. So he was obviously on holiday, eating, maybe having a few beers. I don't know him personally. And then when he showed up, he was fat. He looked huge, humongous. I know he's not a night like a body beautiful, but you could just tell, even when he was warming up on the pads in the changing room, he looked like dog shit. He looked sluggish, fat. If you looked at him in the street, you'll think he's a Tesco security guard. You won't think that he's a boxer. My gripe is, like, Riyadh season's good. I love it. We get the fights we want. I hate to be a complainer, but where there's so much money involved, this is what's happening. You're getting people taking fights. And it's 4 days' notice. No, it's 1 day's notice. Because of the name and what he did to Anderson, let's get him in to save the show. And he was never going to win. And you throw the towel in and stop it after 2 rounds. What was that in the contract? Right. After 2 rounds, if I can throw the towel in or whatever, because it's short notice. So basically, he came over, he got his money and fucked off. Tried to knock him out first round. Got a hit with a shot. Yeah, it was just abysmal. Bad. I just wish that they would have got someone else who was actually, like Andy Ruiz was on standby for AJ. He was training. He knew if Miller pulls out, you're getting the nod. They should have had, what's it called? Plans. Are they, what are they called? Like plan A, plan B. They should have had plan B, plan C in case, not just, right, what name can we get? Throw a load of money at them, get them in, whether they're in shape or not, makes for a shit fight. That's my take on it.
Chris, I told you not to hold back. What's going on?
He always does.
Appreciate the honesty. I'm so disappointed because there's been a lot of excitement in the last 48 hours in the boxing community, boxing world. But it's really we've had all this excitement and a lot of people getting excited about, how's Martin BAKOLE how is he going to travel to Riyadh? For not much of a fight, really. Nothing really happened in that, apart from the stoppage. Andrew, I'll hand things over to you now. Give us your reaction, your thoughts on what you've just seen.
Well, there's me thinking BAKOLE have saved the card, all this kind. I was thinking he's wrong stylistically for Parker, based on what I was thinking on the Joyce fight, the high volume puncher, hits hard, all the rest of it. But Jesus Christ, like he especially after the first 2 fights we had as well, and Josh Padley coming in there short notice, but he looks like he's been ticking over. Not an ounce of junk on him, but like Chris said, I mean, when I saw him weigh in at 315 pounds, I mean, what's he been eating at in Africa? Like the whole world, like, what? Jesus Christ. It was, it's difficult to find any positives from that, isn't it? I mean, Parker coming big as well. I know he's been doing a lot of work with his strength and conditioning coach, but he looks strong. He looks solid. And BAKOLE, he sort of started slow. It was a weird kind of knockdown as well. It was kind of a glancing overhand right, but clearly just not in any shape, probably tired. I don't even know what to say, Elliot. It was just a bit of a disaster, wasn't it? What'd you say?
It's very strange, and I hope we never see a situation like this again. And I just feel like another time Martin Bakole could have been pretty badly hurt tonight because he, as you guys,
Yeah.
as we said, he was not in any sort of shape. He has not been. He's maybe doing bits and bobs in the gym, but you could tell from his physique he has not been. He has not been training. So it's a real strange one. I don't want to go off on one here, but I've listened to a couple of podcasts and a fair amount of content in the last 48 hours about this. And a lot of people, again, I'm not going to name names, have just sounded so excited about Bakole being drafted in. And
Why?
yeah, you can imagine those same people are going to now be saying, "Oh, this should have never have happened. Bakole should have rejected the offer, whatever." So it's really irritating. Andrew, do you think Parker would have beaten Dubois tonight, the way he was looking, the shape he was in, or would
I
you
mean,
side with Dubois?
it's a really good question, Elliot, actually, because I don't think I remember seeing you. You was obviously at the presser with us, and he come all suited and booted, and I thought he looked his normal 245 sort of self. Looks good in a suit, all the rest of it. But yeah, I did worry a little bit. Oh, one sec, what's happened here? Oh,
No worries at all.
Oh,
I've come out. I've come out of it for some reason. What's happened?
well,
Andrew, we can see and hear you.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did worry a little bit of him. What was he 2'7"? I think he was. Did he come in about 2'6'7"? So was he looking for? What was he looking to do? Because I thought he was going to kind of move around, get Dubois on the end of his jab. That would have been the tactics. Kind of slipping under the punches a bit. I'm not sure if he could have moved around potentially for 12 rounds at 267, a career heaviest. So actually, I might have changed my mind a bit. I might have then flip-flopped back to a Dubois knockout. I just think he might have come in a little bit too heavy, but bloody hell, I think I might have beaten Bakole tonight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know what? Yeah, Derek Chisora would have been better.
Yeah.
He would have. He would have given. I'm telling you now, if they would have said, "Right, you're in Riyadh anyway, come and get in the ring," he would have fought and he would have fucking done better than that. I tell you now.
Yeah, I think it's such an odd situation. Chris, I'll go back to you. I want to ask what happens next for both fighters. We'll start with the winner, Joseph Parker, first. There have been stories in the last 48 hours that Dubois is now going to fight Alexander Usyk. He's now in that position. He's got that one belt that Usyk doesn't have.
Vicious.
If that's the case, then what do you think Parker's going to do? Parker now, it's a bit confusing what position he's in regards to kind of a mandatory, but another person who is unclear with what's going to happen is Efe Ajagba. Efe Ajagba was supposed to fight Martin Bakole May the 2nd. What do you think
He's still fighting.
will do next?
I think Bakole should still fight Efe Ajagba. He didn't need a training camp. This fight, he can still go into camp and fight Efe Ajagba. He can't say I need to delay the fight because he didn't do anything. What, for 6 minutes work? And you haven't even, and it's not like he's had a training camp, working and grafting, and it's been like 4 or 5 months. He's just stepped in the ring and done 6 minutes. So he should fight Efe Ajagba still, 100%. There's no reason why that fight needs to be delayed or cancelled whatsoever. And then he can have his chance against Dubois, because I do give him a good chance against Dubois. But I've always said this about Bakole. Like, I don't think he's boogeyman second coming. He gets hit a lot. Even against Anderson, he got hit a lot, and he just walked through the shots. Even tonight, same thing against Parker. I know he was out of shape. You can't just walk through people like that every time. You can't just, especially heavyweights. That's not, and it works sometimes, but it doesn't always work, and he gets hit a lot. Like I was actually picking Caballero to beat Bakole if they fought. So, and I just think, well, for Parker, what's next for him? Because I think is he mandatory for WBO now? Or
interim champ, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
I think he already. But then was he? No, but I think he lost that status because he chose to fight for the IBF title. So he's lost that spot. You know, the sanctioning bodies are funny. So you don't, with all the shit, you don't even know what is he mandatory for this. What the hell's going on? So I would say maybe have a take a fight that's not too difficult. Stay busy and then see what happens. You know,
Andrew, give us your thoughts on Parker and BAKOLE, what they both do next. What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, Parker, yeah, it's be an interesting one, won't it? I mean, read into it what you will about the Dubai Usyk thing being announced. You know that's interesting, isn't it?
mm,
I think for Parker, does he? Yeah, does he want to kind of stay busy, fight? Does he? Does he hold out for the winner of Usyk Dubois when that gets made? I think that's the kind of logical step if that's able to be made. For Bakole, I mean, the thing is, if he'd have kind of made a good account of himself, like clearly he's done it for the money and whatever, and I don't know what's gone on there really, but if he'd have made a half decent account of himself, and it was never going to after 2 days' notice, I know, but I mean,
one day.
it's kind of that's surely got to have impacted on his reputation a little bit, boys, isn't it? You know, just the optics of it, just watching it, regardless of it, it was just disappointing to see. So I don't really know for Bakole now. It's still, a Jagba. Obviously, that's still in May, isn't it? That's still penciled in for May. Getting camp, getting great shape for that, and he's got to put on an absolute performance and show against a Jagba. Now a little bit of pressure will be on him now, I think.
Yeah, it's I just think one thing I don't really want to hear the whole BAKOLE stepped in on 2 days' notice, because he shouldn't have stepped in on 2 days' notice, and he fought like someone who has stepped in on 2 days' notice. So
Yeah.
I don't really respect it, if I'm honest. I don't really like it, to be
Yeah.
honest, and I don't think it doesn't make the sport that we love look
Yeah.
when someone's coming in, no disrespect, quite overweight, out of shape, and is getting
Yeah.
paid twice a lot of money, and then
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything. Um,
Yeah.
all right, we'll
Can
leave.
sense your frustration, Elliot, and you're normally very calm, and I can tell you're upset by this, and I understand it. I get it.
It's so frustrating. Like, just
They're
he,
athletes. They're meant to be athletes. Come on, set an
I
example.
can't blame him for taking the fight, because if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, well, how much are they offering? Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. And then say to the coach, like, if it gets too heavy, just pull me out. Yeah, we'll blame it on you. So you take the flak, I don't.
Yeah.
But really, you and your whole team, like, it's just. And he moans about he wants to be taken seriously. No one wants to fight him. Like, this isn't the way. By taking fights on short notice, that you're just not going to win. Especially he would have known that he was in out of shape, and just should never. No matter how much money's involved, if you're trying to be a boxer and you're serious about boxing, then you've got to fight against FA Jagba. Don't worry about it. Just say no. It's too short notice. I've just had an idea as well for a fight. If but Bakole should rematch Parker after FA Jagba, or even if he doesn't fight him, with a full camp to redeem himself. That's what I'd like to see. I want to see redemption. So, and I think he needs to do that just to prove that how good he is and make everyone remember. Or he's just going to get lost in the system, because that was a joke.
Yeah.
That'll be the title, Chris. Parker Bakole Redemption.
Yeah.
All right, chaps. All right, we'll leave it there, because I feel like we could all go on and miss the main. Yeah. No one wants to do. Chris, Andrew, Boxing Bros UK, thank you both very much for your time, your thoughts, and I'll speak to both of you again very, very soon.
All right.
Cheers.
It's not on now. It's not started yet, has it?